Yo, people, what's going on? It's Eagle Talks Football. We're back again with another video. I got the fantastic trio with you. Deo in the building, Gunnar Sulz in the building, and we got to talk about Manchester City, the Man City fans, the rivals, the club themselves, the manager. They are all rattled. I have not seen more interviews post Arsenal match with any other team in years. I see Bernardo Silva come out with the interview. I see Walker come out with the interview. I seen Ake come out with an interview. I seen John Stones come out with an interview. I seen Akanji come out with an interview. If you guys know any other players, please tell me. I seen a video of Erling Haaland getting angry and yelling at Arteta, telling him to be humble, all this. I've seen so much stuff. These guys are well and truly rattled. Let me know in the comments if you guys think Man City are rattled. And also, please do like the goddamn video, ladies and gentlemen. We need to get this video past at least 150 likes. And in the comment section, let me know, is Man City rattled? Also, Rodri's out for the season, ladies and gentlemen. That is a massive blow to Man City's title hopes. Well, I'm not celebrating no injuries here. I hope none of you guys are either. But of course, we know the significance of Rodri missing for Man City and what it could mean to anybody else's title hopes. No excuses for City, though. If they do have Rodri or no Rodri, they're still expected to be one of the best teams in the world and compete on all fronts. They should be able to weather the storm. But Rodri is going to be still a big, big blow in the same breath. And finally, we haven't spoken to Sulz yesterday. So how are you feeling, Sulz?
Yeah, Man City, hey? Now, you know what? It was so annoying, man. I was literally like at the venue when I found out that John Stones scored. I was at a wedding, and it's one of my best mates' weddings as well. I was like, how am I going to stand next to my guy and smile, when I've just known a big injustice happened in football? Like, how can I do that, fam? But, I'm proud of the guys. And you know what? Man City know, they let their biggest asset go. Mikel Arteta. Put some damn respect on my guy's name. Put some damn respect on my players' names. Because Man City are rattled. They are fearing for their lives because they know that dominance, that era of, just a Man City, given. It's a given they're going to win the league is no longer there. This was the passing of the torch. This was the acknowledgement that Arsenal are not just back. We're here to fucking take over. They are now realizing that it is no longer a one-trick pony team anymore. We can do it all. And Pep didn't know what hit him. This team didn't know what hit them. They thought, they're 10 men down. Goal fest. Haaland thought he's going to win the golden boot against us because we went to 10 men. Nor did they know we've got the Great Wall of the Arsenal. The Great Wall of England on our side. Gabriel, Saliba, White, Calafiori, Partey, Rice, all of them putting their bodies on the line, to stop this team from even trying to score. Yes, we got unfortunate at the very end, but this team wanted us to just play football against them. Firstly, defending is football, so we did play football. We just didn't play the football that benefited you. Because you're a great striker, this whole idea that a number 9 can break a low block, guess what? It didn't happen yesterday, did it? Because when we go into the low block, it took them a set piece at the end to score. Where did this great number 9 disappear to? Stay humble. Fuck you, you prick. Stay humble. You're telling me to stay humble, you egotistical maniac. Yeah, this guy has got an inflated ego, fam. And I'm so glad. Firstly, you want to pick on a child. Why don't you pick on Gabriel Magalhães, who will put you in your place? You think you're a Viking, you're a little bitch. Yeah, picking on the kids. Pick on Gabriel as soon as Gabriel into the picture. What happened, pussy? Oh, you hid behind the security, didn't you? He's that guy, that starts a fight, and then as soon as, people start pulling you back is when he wants to fight. Nah, man, piss off. You're an absolute coward. You're an absolute coward. Picking on a 17-year-old making their debut. And you know what, Myles Lewis-Skelly? Massive respect, man. Because that's a man. That's no child. That's a man ready to take over the Arsenal team. Because the way he stood up to man, that's what we want to see. And when the team came, swarmed him as well. That's what we want to see, man. Because these guys have got each other's backs, man. And you know the best thing about it? Arteta's mafia boss moment, when Haaland told him to stay humble. Did you see what happened? He got his gunmen in front. They said, boss man, we've got this. That's the mentality.
They were laughing at him, Sulz. They weren't even taking him serious.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. They just said to Arteta, man, You just step back, man. We got this, and you know what it is? That's what I want to see. Because these guys now know that there's levels to this game, and they don't know the levels they've just reached. Because not only can we played football, and guess what? We were 2-1 up. Got a red card and said, okay, time to defend. We'll show you another side of our game. And we held off. It was just a very unfortunate goal that we conceded. Otherwise, we would have destroyed that Etihad record, but it just wasn't meant to be. But I'm immensely, look, I'm disappointed, but I'm immensely proud of the team as well. This is what they wanted. Attack them, pussios, dickheads. Honestly, I fucking hate that team. 115 corrupted charges, bastard. I swear to God. You know what it is, yeah? Like, I never cared about City, yeah? Like, but they're just pricks, man. I can't wait. You know when that charges hit? I can't wait. I cannot wait. I'm going to go to the Etihad. I live in Manchester. I'm going to the Etihad, and I'm dancing on their grave, so yeah, I'm going to do all of it. I'm going to take a fucking, what was it? A casket with me, fam. Gonna be like, yeah, bury that club. Dick. I hope they're guilty. Absolute pricks.
Man City's title and all that stuff. We're going to talk about it in a second, but just staying on Man City being triggered. What do you think about that, Dayo? What are you saying?
I mean, they are triggered because they can smell. Let me explain it this way. Last season, we drew at the Etihad. That draw seemed like we went there for a draw. Like, you understand, like you watch the game and like Arsenal came here to not lose. We came here for a draw. This season, we go to the Etihad. They say they are the best team in the world right now. They have the best manager in the world right now. They have the best number 9 in the world right now. They have the best defensive midfielder in Rodri, who they claim is the next Ballon d'Or right now on that team. They're at home at the Etihad. I'm giving you different points why they should be winning. We go a goal down. How many teams has gone a goal down at the Etihad and has come back to be up 2-1? How many? None. We go a goal down, we come back 2-1, and then we get the unfortunate red card. Fortunate or unfortunate, as people want to call it. I think Trossard should not have touched the ball after he heard the whistle. Even if it was mid, whatever it is, just trap it. Just trap it where you are. When you hear the whistle, just trap the ball. And that's what I would advise any player to do going forward, because we've seen this season that there's been double digits of players who they have claimed have stopped the restart of a game, but only three fouls have been given on that. 2 to Arsenal and 1 to Manchester United. So I don't understand what's going on. But my thing is, he shouldn't have touched that ball. But he got the red card, unfortunately for us. We're down to 10 men. Then we showed them what we can do defensively. And I think now they can smell the mentality in the Arsenal team, and it scares them. It genuinely scares them. Last season, they were laughing at us like, oh, you got a draw, you're celebrating. This season, they're celebrating the draw. The tables have turned, and they can feel it. They can feel that this Arsenal team will not be beat. They don't want to be beat. They can smell it, right? And I think that scares them. I think that scares them more. And I hear people. Look, see, I hear you, Wills. He didn't have time to react. That's what I'm saying. That going forward, you hear the whistle, just leave the ball alone or just trap it, because you've noticed that twice in a row in 3 games, Arsenal have been issued the same penalty. Meanwhile, in those same games, the opposing teams will do the same thing, and they're not being given cards. So if you know that there's a chance that you might get a card, just step away from it. Just leave it alone. Just walk away from it. And
what do we expect? Michael Oliver's on the payroll of the UAE. What do you understand?
Like that's the only way that you can save yourself as a player now, until that rule changes or until the rule becomes consistent across the board. For example, Haaland should have gotten a card. Example, Doku should have gotten a card. I can list a bunch of people, but they didn't give it to them. They gave it to you, Leandro. So going forward, Arsenal players, if I'm Mikel Arteta, I'll tell them, you hear the whistle, back away from the ball. Don't even try and help bring the ball back to the foul position. Just back away from it. Or
just boot it at the referee.
Yeah, just back away from it, so.
Okay. Can you guys hear me?
Can we bring a new rule into football? Yeah. Do you know if the referee makes a mistake, that's 100 tomatoes that are going to get pelted at them? And I'm sick of it, man. They get an easy ride, bro.
All right. Let me show you guys some graphics, okay? So first things first, the manager is rattled. You don't see Pep lose his composure like that on the sideline often. Am I wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, set pieces. We are so good at set pieces, it just frustrates teams. But to have Haaland throw the ball at Gabriel's head after the equalize and also start cussing out Arteta, start cussing out what do you call it? Gabriel Jesus. Like, what are we doing here?
But this just shows.
See how
This
much
just
of a
shows.
coward he is. He's a coward. Look at him.
No, Sulz, you know what it is for me, Miguel? This is a good thing for me. The rivalry is now real. This reminds me of the Manchester United Arsenal days. The rivalry is real now. Now we know that it's a matter of war. Anytime we see you, it's on sight. It's on sight for all City fans. They're so rattled. They are so rattled by how good Arsenal has become and how, look, Rodri made a statement last season at the end of the season. Arsenal did not have the mentality to come and beat us. When they came to play for a draw. If you're going to want to win the trophy, you have to be able to come to the house of the champions and beat them. And then this season, we come there with that mentality and they see it. They smell it. They can taste it. The stadium was silent as soon as we scored the second goal. Like they changed after the first set piece. Doku swapped with Walker. The first one, they realized Gabriel almost got it, and it was Doku. They're like, oh, Doku is not big enough. Let's put somebody else on him. You put your so-called captain and best guy on him, and guess what happens? He still scores. You know, so they're rattled, they're scared, they're panicking for the first time. Literally, like they and you cannot tell me otherwise. Pep Guardiola is kicking the chairs in the stadium. The players are throwing balls at our players. What are we doing here? Trying to rattle this. They are rattled.
Game, man. Only if we won this game, it would have been perfect.
Look, if we won this game, I would have dragged every single, like my emotions are this. You know, you said you're proud but disappointed. Yeah. I'm very, very proud. I'm disappointed at the time that the goal came in. If they wanted to equalize, I'd have preferred if they equalized at 50 minutes and we defended 2-2 to the end. And then I can say, look, well, we defended masterclass, you know, but giving them that room at that last minute, I'm disappointed at the time the goal came in. That's it. Just that very 97, you know, it's that time that really upsets me. That time, every other thing, I'm good with. And for all the blockheads, all the blockheads who are Manchester City fans who keep talking nonsense while your first official rivals. And now you know you've played us 4 games in 2 years. You haven't won one. Take several seats. You're making a lot of noise now because you have all your corrupt ways of winning, right? All the nonsense 115 charges that you've used to win so far. You're making a lot of noise now. Let the case be done. And by the way, when I hear City fans say,
let me stop you there. There's another conversation we need to have before we move on. The fake outrage about Arsenal's style of play needs to be discussed before we move on any further, because people who are criticizing Arsenal's style of play are people who have a vested interest in us actually losing the game, if I'm not mistaken. Man City or Man City fans or Man City's players, why would I take advice on how we should play in order to get a result from them? Surely they would tell us to play a certain style of football that would cause less stress to them and would keep the game a lot more open. That's what they want, right? They want an open game versus 10 men. They want an open game.
It's not even versus 10 men. What they don't
I just want to speak about the fake outrage.
I don't know. There's the thing, though.
Arsenal is embarrassing from the players, from the people who speak about it, and from just football fans in general. What makes you think going down to 10 men, we should still be open and we should still be attacking and going crazy gung-ho? Like, what the fuck?
It's common sense not to play that way. This is not a fake outrage. This is just people who disingenuously don't have the capacity to understand that a team can be dynamic when they need to be, because their team does not understand what it means to be dynamic. Mark Smith, I'm going to answer your question real quick. Yes, they've won the trophy. Yes, they've won the EPL. That's not the point. I'm talking about the rivalry. We can stay in the pocket of the conversation. We're not talking about who wins the trophy now, who does not win. We're talking about what happened in the game. So stay in the pocket of the conversation. Don't get excited about trying to banter every single thing. If it's about them winning the trophy, I can tell you that I have 13. They don't have 13. I haven't won any in 20 years and they haven't caught up yet. With all the winnings that they have won, they still haven't caught up to the amount of EPLs that I have. So what are we saying here? If you want us to go down that route, I can go down that route with you. But here's what I'm saying, Igal. most of these people who are making this fake outrage, Arsenal parked the bus, Arsenal's playing defensive with 10 men, Arsenal is doing this and that, don't have the capacity in their head to understand that the team can be dynamic, or have not seen a team that can be this dynamic, who can go forward in playing. First half, we went all out. We got our 2 goals. We came from a goal down. Second half, of 1 man down, we decided to defend, and now they want to complain. Jeez, man, they should just pack it up. I know you guys are rattled. I know you're rattled. I know that it is under your skin right now. You can see City fans coping, saying, well, we didn't really celebrate it. What happened was we were just happy that we scored at that last minute, but we didn't celebrate it. Dude, your players were running helter-skelter. You know, look, when Arsenal fans say that Trossard cost us the game, I like that statement. You know why, Igal? You know what that simply means? It simply means that Arsenal fans knew that they wanted to go there and win. For you to say, look, a draw, we're calling a draw costing us the game. That is where we're at now, mentality-wise. So all the City fans, get ready. Get ready. We're coming for you. We are coming for you.
And you know what? With Twitter getting rid of the block feature, a lot of people might get annoyed. But hey, enough about Twitter. Let's get back to the main topic. Sulz, did you have anything to say on that topic of the style of play? I think Deo covered it quite well.
They call it anti-football, but last I checked, defending was part of the game. So what are we doing? Like, are we just not going to acknowledge a part of the game and just call it not football anymore? Like, it's so stupid, man. Honestly, like, just because we don't play into your hand does not mean it's anti-football. Defensive football is still a style of play. It's still something, you know, it may not be entertaining to you, but I hella enjoyed it until the end. So for me, you know what, like, let them talk, because the more they're talking, it means we're back. We've always been hated. We've always been one of those clubs that's never going to get the media side. And we just got to relish in our heritage, because they don't like us. And it is what it is.
Okay. Arteta gave, before we move on to the negatives, we're just going to continue talking about some positive quickly. Arteta gave Myles Lewis-Skelly some minutes. Like, how huge is it that we just went away to Tottenham and we seen, we seen Ethan come on the pitch, and we played away at City and we seen Myles Lewis-Skelly come off the pitch. Arteta trusting the youth.
I'm not going to say that yet, because I mean, yes, he trusted them, or he played them in this game, but I'm still yet to see like massive evidence of him actually trusting them. Now, don't get it twisted, it's a big moment to bring them on, especially being 2-1 up and needing to win and everything, but it's still just one game. There are moments where, you know, he needs to trust them more, and we'll see if that's the case, but I'm not going to buy into the statement of he trusts the youth necessarily. But yesterday, yeah, I think it was brilliant bringing them on, you know, giving them that word of encouragement and saying to them, look, you know, you guys need to go there and do the job. And I think they did. I think they did what they needed to do in the circumstances we were in. We were a man down. We couldn't necessarily go there and tell them to go and express yourselves necessarily. They needed to be a part of the cog. And I think one of the best things for them is that that mentality is going to rub off on them, because this is that sort of dig in deep and really make it count. And they're going to see that, and being in the midst of that as well, where you've got to dig in deep and give it everything you've got. And I understand, you know, we're a man down with defending and everything like that, but that sort of like opportunity to see the team, you know, working for each other, digging it in for each other, you know, covering for each other's mistakes is going to rub off on these. And that's invaluable experience that not a lot of people are saying.
You got to go.
18.
Sorry? Hey, you got to go, or you're back?
No, I'm back. I'm cooking chicken. I'm trying to make sure it doesn't burn.
No worries. Sorry, Sulz. I'm just gonna strictly shift gears. You're good with this, right?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Pep Guardiola said that the first goal basically should have stood, and next time they're not going to go to speak to the referees, implying that Kyle Walker was called out of position, and he wasn't in shape, prepared for the pass to Martinelli.
Does that include Ruben Diaz? Like, this is just me hypothetically saying, but is this like also including Ruben Diaz running over to Michael Oliver and screaming in his face, or are we just gonna? And by the way, they were in position. Pep, look, it's a stupid statement, because Kyle Walker was with the line of the defense. He just got done. It's as simple as that.
No, he's saying Kyle arrived in position, and after Calafiori made the goal, they noticed that the free kick was taken when Kyle Walker was not put back in his position.
He was back in his position though.
What are we talking
He's
about
talking
here?
absolutely
Let me get the tweet. Let me get the computer to read the tweet for you guys.
Kyle Walker was just right. The referee asked him to come to talk to him and the other ones. And when that happens, some players have to be close to the ball. And we have to readjust the back four. But they didn't have time. But Kyle arrived in the position. And after Calafiori made a good goal. But we knew that always every free kick that they contact quick with the wingers, and they are really good with Saka and Martinelli. And I don't like the back four when it's a foul and they move on. When the referee says, come to talk to me, at least leave him to come back to the position. Because next time, we will not go to talk to them.
Don't go talk to them, but at the same
but I
time,
like
Kyle Walker
what
was back
he's
in his
saying.
position.
No, but I like what he's saying. He's not blaming Arsenal for taking a quick free kick. Pep has not said anything bad that Arsenal did in this sentence. All Pep has said is the referee called my player. My player was not given the chance to go back, and he should know very well that Arsenal could take a quick free kick. And after Calafiori made a goal, we went back to say, hey, look at this. He hasn't blamed Arsenal for anything we did here. So I see nothing wrong with what he said here.
No. What my problem is, though, is it's a false statement, though. Kyle Walker was in position. He's downplaying the goal in essence as well, though, because the reality
it was a wonderful goal.
Yeah, because he's saying, oh, because we scored because Kyle Walker wasn't in position. But that's a false statement. Kyle Walker was in position. He just got caught out.
Kyle Walker was in front of Martinelli when he made the pass.
It still doesn't matter where Kyle Walker is. Like, I don't care where he was. My point is, even if they're trying to make that an excuse.
He's implying that we don't get a high up the pitch if Kyle Walker is in position.
But he was in position.
That's not what he's implying. He's just talking about what the referee. He's not implying anything to Arsenal here. He's basically saying Kyle Walker referee
it's
issue.
An indirect though. Like, oh, if Kyle Walker was in position, they would never have scored that goal. That's what he's trying to say.
So why say the final statement? Why say the final statement taking a shot at the referee?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's taking a shot. He's taking a shot at the referee.
If you didn't feel like the referee calling over Kyle Walker had to do with the goal being conceded.
I know. My point is he didn't say anything about because the referee then called Kyle Walker. Arsenal then got a chance to take a quick free kick, and if Kyle Walker was at the back, no, he's simply saying to the referee. He's simply saying to the referee, we won't come talk to you next time you call us. And good on you. Don't go talk to the referee and get a yellow card. That's it.
It's an excuse.
Decent.
It's an excuse, though. Let's talk about this now. This one's a little bit more. It might take a little longer. Bernardo Silva on the difference between Arsenal and Liverpool. This right here, I thought was the definition of us getting under their skin, and another example of why I think that there has been a psychological advantage thrown over to Arsenal. We've not seen this many City quotes post-match where they are out here talking about their opponent with vim. And some of the things, although he says some things that are true, he then implies this is all, the whole reason why he's saying this is because of how we played. And this is another person criticizing how we played. So just listen to this.
Well, perhaps because Liverpool has already won the Premier League and Arsenal hasn't. Liverpool at that time had also won a UCL, while Arsenal hasn't. Liverpool always faced us head-on to win matches. From that perspective, our games against Arsenal haven't been like the matches against Liverpool were, and still are, told TNT.
He's right. The games are not the same. We don't play the same type of football. Yes, we haven't won the UCL and we haven't won the Premier League yet, but it still doesn't mean we give you more frustrating games. It doesn't mean that we still don't annoy you. It still doesn't mean that we were in that game for 98 minutes and it took a last-second goal for you guys to equalize at home versus 10 men for 45 minutes. Let's call a spade a spade. You guys should have won that game, but you didn't. You didn't even come close to winning the game. You ended up drawing the game at the end, and you're talking and taking a victory lap like you guys did something massive. You guys are at home. You haven't lost a game in 2 years, and we're literally seconds away from beating you. I know we didn't win, and based on that, we're not sitting here celebrating, going crazy either. But to come out with this statement after the fact, you sound very salty, and you sound like a bitch, straight up. He's coming out here fake complimenting Liverpool, saying, oh my God, they were so much better than Arsenal in how they approached it, and they won these and they won that. That just goes to show me you guys had no real rivalry. This was a thing where you guys just continued to batter them every time to win how many league titles over there on top of Klopp's head top? 5 league titles on top of Klopp's head, and we're sitting. Actually, it's more than that if we include the ones that they won before Klopp won his league title. Like this is just them belittling Liverpool at the same time trying to insult Arsenal. And as much as he's trying to insult how we play and comparing us to them, I really do think this is more of a shot at Liverpool indirectly, and he doesn't even realize it. Take it away, guys.
I mean, the thing is, look, they've always had this problem, right, when teams don't respect them. And this is what I've always said, like, when you want to play Man City, you don't respect them. Because the minute you start to respect them is when they beat you. And what we did yesterday was we went there and we said, you know what, we're just going to play our game. We don't care. We're going to come to your turf. We're going to take a dump and not flush the toilet. We're going to wear our shoes in the house, even though you've told us to take it off. We're going to leave dirty dishes on the tables. We're just going to basically not apply any rules to the game. And that's what we did, man. We went in there, we played our game, went 2-1 up, got a red card, and guess what? We said, you know what? We're the ones in the lead. You break us now. And that's what we did. And they didn't have an answer up until the very last minute. They didn't have an answer on how to break this down. And that's the problem that they're having, that their quality is now getting put in question. And that's the reality. Like they had no answers for everything we did. Every time they wanted to do something, we countered it. And that's the problem. Like they went 1-0 up. They thought, yeah, this is going to be a floodgates opening. The defense is going to be all over the place. They're going to be disorganized. Within a few moments, we went and scored our goal. That's when, when we scored is when they realized the mentality had shifted, because at that point they went rattled. Because at 1-0, they were fine. Everything was fine. Whatever we were doing, they were fairly okay with everything. But the minute, we went and equalized is when everything changed in their eyes. And that's exactly what it is.
Look at this one, though. Also, let me add that Liverpool always face us with the clear intentions of winning the game.
Well, your definition of winning the game, Bernardo, is for us to just open up and just let you go through like it's a like we're a brothel. No, we ain't like that, man. We ain't gonna get run through. We ain't no train tunnel.
Bernardo Silva is looking for a way. Sorry, Sulz. He's just looking for a way to gloss over how bad he was yesterday. He played horribly. Bernardo Silva was horrible throughout the entire game. Even when it was just 10 men, what was he doing? He gets the ball, he passes back to Walker. Walker gives it to him, he gives it back to Walker. He did nothing. He had no impact on the game. And he knows he had no impact on the game. So as soon as the game is done, he's granting an interview. He wants to say something so salacious that the whole world will focus on that and forget how terrible he was in the game. I'm not going to gloss over forget how terrible you were. You were crap yesterday. And that's because Arsenal nullified you. Whether you want to accept it or not, yesterday's game showed City that whatever it is that they think that they are not. That is the reason why I've never seen this many City players go grant an interview after a game. The 5th game of the season, we're game 5 for God's sakes. Why are they all jumping and going to go and grant interviews and talking about, oh yeah, we're going to do this? Gabriel was asked about the throwing of the ball. He said, I'm waiting for them when they come to the Emirates. That's all he said. And he walked away. He's waiting. That's all it is. If you know that you are truly champions, you claim to have the best manager in the world. You claim to have the best number 9 in the world. You claim to have the best DM in the world. You claim to have the best team, to be the best team in the world. You are playing a team that you guys underrate. You call us, you say, oh, we've never won anything. How dare you guys talk to us? Don't chat to us for Man City. You guys haven't won anything. Okay, fine. We come to your home and we're 1 man down. And you could not beat us. But every other top 6 team that you played, when they were 1 man down, this is what you did to them. Every other top 6 team. When they were 1 man down to Chelsea, you beat them 6-0. When you were 1 man down to Liverpool, you beat Liverpool 5-0. When Tottenham was 1 man down to you, you beat them 3-0. When United was 1 man down, you beat them 4-1. We come to your home at the Etihad, we're 1 man down, and you're unable to beat us, and you still celebrate the goal and then come out here and try to justify it. Yes, overall, you may be a better team as regards to what you've won in the last few years, but man, take several seats. About yesterday's game, forget it. Forget it. We owned you. We owned you, every single one of you.
Let's move on to the next one. Akanji's comments are actually laughable. They're so laughable. So Manuel Akanji on Arsenal's dark arts. Listen to this. You're gonna laugh.
I don't think there are many better than them at it. But in the end we always won the title, and I don't think it's going to be different this year. It's still early. I think again, We're going to win the league again.
Fair enough.
For him to talk about dark arts and their Manchester City Football Club is actually hilarious. Do you remember what happened at the Emirates when Bernardo Silva dived in front of Granit Xhaka? Do you know these guys are the ones that basically invented tactical fouls like the way that they do in stopping every transition with Rodri just pulling the player and not getting a yellow?
Every team does it. Every team plays the dark arts. So I don't understand why all of a sudden Arsenal does it and then they want to complain about it. Every team at some point or the other plays the dark art. This is why I say Arsenal is rattling them. When another team plays the dark arts against them and comes there and plays a low block and plays anti-football and doesn't do anything, and then they finally maybe find a way to score maybe 1-0 or 2-0 and they win the game, they don't complain. You don't see City fans going out there to complain. You don't see City players going out there to complain. The minute Arsenal does it, and Arsenal does it effectively for them, and it draws all their blood out of their system, their face is pale, their manager is kicking chairs, the players are throwing balls, they are rattled to the core, they come out and say crap like this. That's what it is. That's all it is.
1 second. It's ironic that they're talking about dark arts, which for us is playing a low block and maybe time wasting. For Man City, dark arts is 115 charges and financial irregularities. Which one's worse?
Look, none of the all bad things are bad things. That's my own. But if you have to play a certain way to win a game against an opponent, why not? Like it's as long as you're not breaking any rule of the sport. And this is what I don't understand. Like it's like you going into a boxing fight, right? And you know the other guy hits hard. You don't want to get hit. If you have to learn how to dodge and dodge and dodge and dodge so that you can actually give him a few liver shots and win the game on points, even if you don't knock him out, win the game on points and move on. Why would they now complain about it? It's like it's
you
silly.
know, John Stones, Akanji didn't really say anything crazy, but John Stones had something else to say about the dark arts. Listen to this. This is what John Stones had to say. He said this. I'm telling you, the whole team had an interview yesterday. Literally every single player. It's weird.
I don't know if they Arsenal have mastered it. The dark arts of football. They've done it for a few years, and we know to expect that. You can call it clever or dirty, whichever way you want to put it. They break up the game, and obviously it upsets the rhythm for everyone. They use it for their advantage, and I thought we dealt with it really well. It's not easy when those things are happening, and you're trying to gain momentum. You're trying to get a foot in the game and get above them. Those little stoppages stop that, and I thought we dealt with it really well.
To be fair to him, the way it was being spoken about was as if they were completely condemning Arsenal's dark arts, but they're kind of just speaking about it in a way like to mention it to the referees so they pay attention to it in the future.
But what's he talking about here? He's saying that we break up the game. When did we break up the game? They had the ball majority of the time. There was a point where we had 2% possession. We didn't break anything up. They couldn't do anything with the ball. They basically had no space to get through. And this is the part that I don't know. This is why I said they're rattled. This is why I said their players are just talking out of their ass. A lot of them are just chatting crap. You had possession of the ball, right? You had more possession of the ball, and all you needed to do was find a way to get through and score like you did eventually in the 98th minute. But to sit there and say we broke up play, what did we do? How many throw-ins did you get? They didn't get that many because they had possession of the ball. How many in the second half? We literally camped in our half just to make sure that they couldn't score. You had the ball. You kept on passing it left to right for spells of 5 minutes at a time. And you're here saying that we broke up the game. Excuses. That's all I hear. This is a 10-man Arsenal team from a manager who this is his first job after 5 years, and your greatest manager, Pep Guardiola, with all your greatest player and all the Ballon d'Or. Look, City fans talk about how they have world-class players and Arsenal has not one world-class player. And I agree with them. We don't have world-class players yet. I don't rate our players as world-class. I will never say that, not now. Until certain things happen, then I'll say that. City, I can rate your players as world-class. You had world-class players, world-class manager against a non-world-class manager and a non-world-class team. And there were 10 men at your home stadium at the Etihad where you should have trashed us, but you did not. You did not.
Currently, after the back of playing 5 games where we drew versus Brighton, we beat Tottenham, and we've drawn versus Man City. The past 3 games, we got 1 win. I'm not concerned. We played some tough games. We've been down to 10 men for 2 of those games.
And those are the 2 games that we've drawn. So it's simply with this data of 5 games, we've drawn in 2 games, and in those 2 games we're 10 men.
Do you think people are Sulz, do you think people are overreacting to our start to the season?
I mean, I've not really seen many people talk negatively about the way Arsenal has started the season, so I wouldn't say.
I have, and you know what they say, Sulz? They say we have 1 win in the last 4, if you include the Champions League.
I mean, fair enough if that's their opinion, but we're in the midst of it. Look, we're only 2 points behind City. It could have been worse. We could have been 5 points behind, considering we went a man down. We're doing what we need to do at the end of the day. Look, we're hard to beat. That's one thing. You know, we're scoring goals at will. So, look, it's just unfortunate that, you know, certain things in these games have happened. By the way, rightly so. I am not disputing the red cards before people start thinking we're playing victim mentality here. But we went down to 10 men for 2 games and we held a draw. Whereas if before, we would have probably lost those games and we wouldn't have had the quality to be able to actually handle that. So, look, yes, there have been disappointing draws, but at the same time, we have to move on. You know, we're in the midst. We just need to keep it moving. If we're going to keep dwelling on every single bad thing that happens, then we're never going to win the league. And fan bases do play a part. We need to also have utter belief in our team to be able to get it over the line. So for me, just keep it moving.
Okay. Yesterday, what did you think of Timber and Havertz performances? Because I thought Havertz had a really good defensive performance, and I thought Timber was really good. But there's a stat going around which is making everybody laugh and have fun and giggity goo over, because Timber and Havertz, neither of them completed a single pass in the game. And I really don't think there's anything wrong with that, because the way we were playing, we're down to 10 men for the whole second half, and they didn't really have many touches in the first half in Kai Havertz. I'm shocked that Timber didn't complete a pass, but the 2 of them never completed a single pass in the game.
It is what it is in a game, man. It is what it is in this type of game. Like, honestly speaking, there's some games that when the game is over, I don't care what the stats are. I genuinely, honestly don't care. Like, there's certain games that we go into, and when we get like the Tottenham game, you think I care what the stats are? I don't care what the stats are when the game is done. This is the only thing that they can go and look for that Arsenal did. It's like, oh yeah, but by the way, Timber did not complete his pass, and so the Kai Havertz, ha. Let's go find something. Let's just go look for something, you know. So for me, it makes no sense. Makes no sense at all. I don't care about it.
All right, so
yeah, okay, cool. They didn't complete a pass. What do you want me to do about that? Like, on a real though, like, did we get the job? Like, it wasn't even their fault we conceded, so I'm not asked. All we had to do was just keep putting the ball away anyway. So I don't care, man. Look, at the end of the day, people are going to be fixated on stats. You can watch teletext, don't watch the game, and analyze your teletext and, you know, which fonts they used, because that's all you're good for.
All right, let's keep it moving. Do me a favor, guys. Please do hit that like button. Let's get it moving on to the next one. Rodri will undergo more testing in the next hours for Manchester City. Expect to miss the remainder of the season with the ACL injury. There's also more news. Ballon d'Or candidate played 66 minutes the Premier League this season. Damn. Also, you got a bunch of other reports. David Onstein saying that Rodri is expected to miss a significant period with a serious knee injury. Man City midfielder suffered due to the draw between Arsenal. Duration is not confirmed. Testing continues. The 28-year-old Spaniard international is set for a long absence. And while we're talking about the absence, immediately people start talking about the what do you call it, other stuff. Now, we're not even talking about time delays and all that other stuff. Let's just talk about, where is it? You know, when you're looking at something, you're trying to find it and then you can't find it. There was a stat going around since Rodri's injury has now been confirmed. There's a stat going around about the percentage it will take for them to win. Let me go find that for you guys. So they're saying Rodri's injury has dramatically decreased Man City's odds of winning the league title. Guess by how much percentage they've said, Souls, that it's decreased by. Originally,
I don't know what the original one was.
Originally, it was 71% odds of winning the league. Now they're saying Rodri's injury drops it to 61.9.
I'm not surprised. He's a significant, player. And in terms of like the stats
Almost
without
10%
Rodri,
drop off.
yeah, but without Rodri, they barely win. I mean, they have won at the beginning of the season. They won their opening, I think, 3 or 4 games where Rodri wasn't really featuring in it. But
Wait, that's more than 10% drop off. That's like 13% drop
yeah,
off.
I'm not surprised though. Like, it's no surprise at all. Like, for people who know Man City, Rodri's the key. As soon as he got suspended, don't forget they started dropping points as well. So, like, doing it over, like, what is it now, 30 games or whatever's remaining of the season, I'm not, like, I wouldn't have even been surprised if they said it's under 50% chances now, because he's a significant player for the way that Pep wants to play, and he needs to find a solution. That's what they've got to do. And that solution may take a long time. That solution may be, something that they instantly fix, because Kovacic was playing against
people are
Blake at the
saying
beginning of the
Sulz,
season.
they might just go get Zubamendi in January, and then they'll be.
Yeah, but then until January, what are we talking about? But you also have to remember that last season when Rodri was out for 3 games, City drew 2 of those games and lost 1 of them, with a red card, like off the back of him not playing in those 3 games. So I'm not saying that this changes their season for them. No, they may still go on to do what they need to do this season. But the point is, Rodri is going to be a big miss. The same way Odegaard is a big miss for us. We're having to play a different way, So regardless of how people want to look at it, I'm not comparing Rodri and Odegaard by them. I'm just saying each team has players that changes the dynamics of how that team is going to play when that player is out. That's what it is, So yeah.
So you guys saying advantage Arsenal? Because I'm saying no excuses for City, even with Rodri out.
No excuses for Arsenal this season. That's what I'm saying. No excuses for my team this season. Like, I am happy at the routes at which we're going.
No excuses for either.
Look, I don't care about City. I don't care what they do. I don't care who's injured there. I don't care if they do well or if they fail. My point is, whatever it takes for us to win the league this season, that's what Arsenal needs to do. I don't care much for any other team this season. Arteta has no excuse. The boys have no excuse. And he's proven it. With injuries, with one man down, with whatever it is, he's making sure he's finding ways not to lose. These games like this last season would have lost them. We lose them and we lose more points. If we can take points away from City and we can take points away from, and it's not just us. The problem now is every other team is going to go to the Etihad and just bend over and allow City to just give it to them. That's what's going to happen. That's the part that I'm like. And then these same rivals come and say, yeah, Arsenal, you better win the league. You better beat Man City. But their teams are going to go there and roll over. They don't take points of Man City. They expect us to do it on our own and do everything. And then when they come play off, they want to puff their chest out. They should take several seats, man. I don't care about City. Guaranteed. The thing is, as the way Arsenal is playing now, we're playing with the mentality of people who genuinely want to win the league. And that's all I care about. And they need to stay focused.
Deo,
Liverpool won't.
What you just mentioned reminds me of this video posted of the goats. You seen it? Where the 2 goats are fighting and then the other goat is trying to beat the one goat fighting the other one. And that's literally the Premier League. You got Liverpool, all the other clubs just coming at Arsenal, and then Man City, who are the Premier League title holders. It just seems like no one wants to go at them.
Yes, look, we were once in that same position where City had put the fear of God into many teams, and we were part of those teams who used to go at like Liverpool when Liverpool was going up against City. And it's true. It's the position that you find yourself in. It's like it's like this. If you have a world boxing champion, right, and then they have the number 2 ranked guy. The number 2 ranked guy, right? Most people are trying to get to his position so they can fight the world champion for the position of the world champion. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's really. You can't skip the number 2 guy.
No, but let me reiterate what I mean though. When Saliba got injured, they said no excuses. When Van Dijk got injured, they said no excuses. Rodri's injured. Sulz, are you giving City a pass if they don't win the league?
I mean, if they don't win the league, it's because we need to win the league. So with Rodri, without Rodri, my expectations don't change. I don't want them to win the league. So it's not about no excuses. It's just I expect my team to win it. So nothing changes. I think the motivation's the same, whether they have it or don't. I mean, if you want to say no excuse, you got to ask City fans. I couldn't give a shit. I want to win the league. If they want to make an excuse that, it's because Rodri wasn't there, fine, do it. I don't care. You won the league with 115 charges over your heads. Are we holding it against you? No, not really. So carry on with your lives. We win the league. We do what we need to do. If they got injuries, we do as well. We played without Rice. We played without Odegaard. There's periods where we've had to play without Saka. There's periods where we've had to play without a number 9. You know, no one feels sympathy for us. So why the hell should I feel sympathy? You've got Pep Guardiola. You're Manchester City. This project with Pep Guardiola, you've spent over £1 billion. I'm not going to feel sympathy because you're missing a player. You've got Mateus Nunes. You went and spent 50 million on Calvin Phillips. That didn't work. You've got Kovacic. You've got, all of these are the players that you want to bring through. You've got Rico Lewis, John Stones who can play in that position. And then they go find a solution. If this manager or Pep Guardiola is to be the GOAT, then one player shouldn't really affect you this much. You've got Phil Foden who can come in for Kevin De Bruyne. You've got Bernardo Silva who can come in for Kevin De Bruyne. You've got a stacked squad. Go use it. I don't want to hear no excuses. Bring it on, because we've played with injuries, we've played with suspensions, and we've bought it just as much. And we've got the inexperienced manager, the manager that no one wants to rate, no one wants to give any credit to, a project that everyone wants to mock and, show that it's not even worth fighting for. Go on then. Now your project's failing. Let's see. So
and that's so true, Sulz, because like at the end of the day, it's like what is this question about no excuses for me? It's like in my head, I'm thinking to myself, if City don't win the league this season, it's because Arsenal won it, not because of anything. That's it. If City don't win the league this season, it's because Arsenal won it. And if Arsenal wins it, for me, all I will be saying is we were the better team and we won it. And
can I show you one more thing? This is funny.
Yeah.
People say, "Oh, Man City, you got to go to the ground, you got to win." When did Liverpool beat them? Do you see a Liverpool win here?
There's no Liverpool winner. I mean, that's why I said, I've seen this stat. That's why I said Bernardo Silva was just talking out his ass. That's why I said that. That's why he was chatting crap. He was just chatting sawdust. He literally said, Liverpool come to play us to win. And in the last, how many games since what? 2017, Liverpool hasn't beat them at the Etihad. So what is he talking about? That's why I said some of these players come out, grant interviews to overshadow how bad they played in the game. Because he was poor in the game. Bernardo Silva was poor in that game. The only person that I can point and I said, look, was really doing anything in that game was Savinho. Savinho was the only player that I saw as a threat. And if you remember when we did the pre-show, I did mention to you, I said, if Savinho plays, that's who we should worry about, because we've not seen a lot about him already for us to know how to mark him out of the game.
Okay. Let's quickly shift gears back to the summer transfer window and everything, and going to the future. Did you guys see who was trending today? Sulz, your boy. Did you see it? Or no, should I say it's actually Deo's boy, Victor Gyökeres, trending again. Had a brace last night. He's now got 11 goals, 3 assists for Sporting this season. Club and country, 14 goals, 5 assists, proving that he's just one of the best strikers out there right now on form in world football. Is this the solution for any club right now to go out and get a striker? What are we saying for Arsenal?
Yeah, look, here's the thing. Victor Gyökeres, that's the guy that I wanted. I'm still going to die on that hill. But when I do look at how Arsenal play right now, unless maybe Arteta wants to change something in January, do you know what I'm saying? Like change the way we play in January. Probably by then, Raheem Sterling would have.
Gyökeres is not leaving Sporting in January.
I know. I'm just saying. I'm saying assuming, Igal. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. If we could get him in January, I'm saying Arsenal will have to change the way they play. If we could get him next summer, we still have to change the way we play because of how he plays. If that's who we're going to now have as our number 9 and depend on, it's the same way City had to change how they played. There was the time City played without a number 9. Pep played the system without a number 9 and went on to win the league.
Twice.
You have to find a way to win it. And when you have a prolific number 9 like this, you want to be able to feed him a lot. So our players are going to change from even trying to be the ones carrying and scoring the goals to actually feeding Gyökeres a lot. So he will be a great addition to any team. He'll be a great addition to the Arsenal team. Wingers will be able to feed him. Odegaard will be able to feed him. I've watched a few of his games. His hold of play and his link. The way he plays, his hold up play, whenever he gets the ball, it's hard to get it off him. He's very press resistant as well. So he'll be a great addition to any team whatsoever it is. That's the truth.
What are you saying? Gyökeres.
No, we need another left winger then. So we actually need 2 players to make this work. So for me, the only one is maybe Sterling can make it work. But if in terms of Trossard and Martinelli, they're not going to really like playing next to Gyökeres, in my opinion. But when it comes to bringing in a number 9 is going to disrupt a lot of things. Doing it in January is probably the worst thing that we can do, especially if we're going to continue the way that we're playing currently. Now, I'm not saying that he's not, don't bring a number 9 because Kai Havertz is my guy or anything, but we're going to need to have an adjustment period. And I just don't think middle of the season is the right idea to bring a completely different
Especially when you're playing twice a week.
Potentially, if Gyökeres is willing to sit there and go, do you know what? I know I'm going to have to be an impact player for at least half of the season. Then fair enough. I understand that. Him coming in, embedding himself into the team, plan B. Maybe we're 1 or 2-0 down or whatever the case might be, and we need to change up things. Maybe then. But as a starter, he's not going to be able to start for a long time because we've got to change and buy in a lot of players to be able to create enough opportunities. Because the thing with Man City was when they kind of made the transition, they had enough creative outlets. At the moment, we're missing Martin Odegaard, and we're having to find new ways of creating. And that's part of the problem, is that we don't have natural creators in this team, or enough of them to sit there and go, Gyökeres is the guy. We need to get a left winger of a top quality, and then Victor Gyökeres. And I just don't think that can happen in a single January window to make it all work.
All right. I back your point there. So wouldn't you say then Man City getting a cover for Rodri in January, that could also take some time for adjusting?
Not necessarily, because you can go get a like for but you can go get a like for like.
But midfielders in Pep's system have always taken time.
No, but you can mitigate that, but because the difference with Gyökeres and maybe getting a Rodri replacement is it depends on who that Rodri replacement is. If we now go and get, let's say, like a Bruno Guimaraes, yes, there's going to be an adjustment period because that's a completely different profile to the way Rodri plays. But if you go and get someone who's of Rodri's profile, then no, there's not really an adjustment period. There's a quality, and understanding the quality that player is going to have, but there's not an adjustment period if you can buy right. The problem with Victor Gyökeres now, the difference between these is you're now transforming the profile that's up front, because he's not a player that's going to come back and do what Kai Havertz is doing or Gabriel Jesus does, or even when Trossard comes in and does. Victor Gyökeres is a poacher. He's going to be in and around that box, being a target man, and that's the quality. That's now changing the dynamics of the team. Whereas if you can buy the right profile for Rodri, that's not going to change the dynamic. That's just going to change who's playing there.
Okay. And in case you guys don't know, there's a game on Wednesday. Arsenal play
against
Wednesday.
Bolton, yeah.
What players would you guys play? Would you play Neto? We can't play Neto in goal, so Ray is going to have to start.
Why can't we play Neto?
Isn't Ray? He's cup bound. He's already played.
Cup bound in the League Cup. He was on the bench for Bournemouth. Who do you play right back?
Wait, isn't Raya injured or something? Or is that
no, he's not. Raya was playing games. Raya was trying to buy time.
I saw him limping in the.
What do we do with the right back situation in this game? Not a situation. I'm just saying, who do we play right back?
Play Kyle Walker, innit?
If Tomiyasu's back, I play Tomiyasu.
But he's not back.
He's not back. He's not going to be back.
We know he's not going to be back for a few more weeks. But yeah, let's talk about the players that we have.
Okay, so who do you play right back?
Probably Timbers. Timbers got to play there, I think.
Timber right back. Left back, Calafiori.
Yeah, Calafiori needs more games. He's been coming off the bench. Yeah, this was the first start. I'm putting Calafiori in here.
Centre back pairing.
It's got to be the same Saliba Gabriel.
Okay.
Actually, no. Do you know what I would do? I'd actually play Haven and one of the others. So like Saliba or Gabriel and Haven.
I don't think
I don't want to do that. What I would do is I would play my solid back for the right.
What about Kibior? Kibior and Saliba.
No, not yet.
Kibior played in the last game.
I know we brought him in because we're one man, because we got a red card.
I think you make one change. We've
complained about how Arteta doesn't take cups seriously, and now we want to do the exact same thing. I'm not going to put a player who played 20. Listen, I'm not going to play a player.
Not disrespecting the competition.
Let me finish. I'm not going to play a player who played 30 minutes alone just this weekend, or 45 minutes, right? Who hasn't played all season, didn't play much in preseason, in a cup competition where I know that if we lose this game, we're out of the competition. I would rather play a solid back four that I know is a solid, trusted back four. Then I can mix around with the midfield.
My only
one second.
I don't listen. This season, I don't care
whether it's
my high school Egal.
This defense is too strong.
Egal, whether it's my high school or it is my son's 4-year-old team, I don't care.
What about Zinchenko? Is Zinchenko available?
No.
What are we doing here?
I think Calafiori needs minutes, right? My only reasons for it is that, let's say, for example, William Saliba or Gabriel need to be rested for any game. We can't be bringing Kibio, Haven, or whoever else is there, cold. Because we've done that before and it takes a bit of time to adjust. These are the perfect times to make a few changes.
Is when we play Kibio and Saliba.
Like a Kibio can come in, Haven can come in.
Let me ask you a question.
Bro, Dayo, you look at this team and you tell me this is weaker.
Egal, all I'm saying is if I'll go with Egal, hear me out. I'll go with Kibio, I'll go with Haven, I'll go with whoever you want to play. So listen, I'm just saying if for
changing one.
But hear me out. If for any reason we've seen this before, we've seen teams go down to smaller teams because everybody says it's football. It's just Bolton. Then you get there and they shock you because Kibio is cold, flat-footed. No, I'm just saying, if we then lose the game or something happens, I don't want to hear Arteta is not taking the cup game seriously.
If we're playing our whole back line and we're making one change, if we're making one change to our whole back line and we lose, we're not good enough to win anything.
Egal. I am saying when you play your first cup games as a manager, I would play my strongest defense first. And it will give them more game time.
But this is not that weak. You're playing your same starting lineup that we played against Man City.
You're resting Gabriel. You're not resting Saliba. What's the point?
I'm resting Gabriel because I'm not resting Saliba because next time I'm gonna rest Saliba and I'm not gonna rest Gabriel.
But also there is a matter of look. We need to use the squad.
This is what Arteta did last year also.
No. Look, there's a big look. We're going to need to rely on our squad more than we've ever done before. The problem is, right, I'm just saying that touch wood, it doesn't happen. But let's just say a situation happens where one of these gets suspended, one of these get injured, or they have to miss a game for whatever reason, right? Yellow cards or whatever. You then don't want to throw Kibio in cold that he's not played a game, he's not played minutes, and you throw him in cold because that's going to be worse for the team. Against Bolton, I understand, Dio, you want to respect every opponent. I get that. But we're not going to have a better moment to be able to play players and keep them warm and keep them match fit than these sort of games. If we're not going to rotate then what you're going to do is, let's say we come to Liverpool in October and we have to play Kibio. The complaint's going to be, why did we get him in when he's so cold?
Look, see, like I said, the vote is against me. I know how I would set up. I would go with I would go with the back four that you've chosen, but this would not be my back four choice. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, your only change is you're playing Gabriel. I don't think it's ridiculous to say Calafiori needs more game time. Timber playing right back. He hasn't played many games for us at right back. Fair enough. And if I'm going to get rid of one, if I'm going to bench one of Saliba or Gabriel, I'm just going to say, you know what? Kibio naturally can play on the left side as a left center back. Take him out and leave Saliba there. Next game, when we play in a cup game or something, or one of them need to be rotated, you can then take Saliba and rest Saliba at that point.
But actually, if I wanted to do that, what I would do is I'd play Calafiori as left center back. I would play Timber at left back, and then I'd bring Ben White back in.
Ben White's injured. Ben White's back from injury.
Yeah, he didn't want to bring him on against City either. He just said the situation forced my hand.
Yeah,
no, because I know, but then why was he on the bench?
Let me go to the midfield. Is Jorginho fit?
That's an Arteta question.
Is Jorginho fit?
Yes, we've got to play him.
Okay, so I am testing out this midfield for the first time. Ethan, Jorginho, Rice.
I'm fine with that. We need to see, because if this whole idea that Arteta trusts the youth, if Ethan doesn't play this game, it's bullshit. He doesn't trust them at all.
Yeah, Ethan has to start versus Bolton. This is the opportunity to blend him in. On the left, this game.
No, wait, because I feel like
1 second. This game, I am starting Sterling.
No, 1 second. Wait. Let's keep it on the midfield because Dio's not even said anything.
Oh, Dio, you want to change this midfield?
I feel like he does.
Yeah, let's keep it. Let's keep it.
No. Go on.
No. There's no.
Okay,
Let's
let's have
see.
an honest discourse.
Okay. All right. Here's the honest.
I'm not having a go at you when we're debating.
I know. Here's the honest discussion, Sulz. I just want to play our strongest team. I don't care who we meet. And
against Bolton.
Listen, Igal, like I said, I don't care if it's my 4-year-old son's soccer team we're playing. I will play my strongest team against them. I don't care.
Like, you know what league, bro? Do you know what league Bolton are in?
Igal, I have seen teams that are Sunday league give a tough time because of selections. So let's not play this game. This is football.
Bolton have played 5 games in League One. They got one draw.
Let Dio land his point, because I don't think it's not a dispute.
It's not a diss at Bolton or anybody. I'm saying, if I'm going to smash anything now, if I'm going to build more and more confidence in the team, I play my strongest team, go there, smash them, mash them up. Listen, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. First half, you go in there, you smash them up 5-0. Then I'll bring the youngsters in and I'll bring you out to go and rest. I don't mind doing that. But I want to be rest assured that the game gets done. I don't want to take a risk and then it's going to be in the 60th minute. I need to bring the senior players on to try to win the game. Now, they have to work extra hard, put extra effort to make sure in the last 30 minutes or whatever it is, they win the game. I would rather go in with my strongest team, squash them, and after first half, just swap out 5 players, go rest. The rest of you can hold the 5-goal lead against Bolton. I don't see why you cannot hold the 5-goal lead against Bolton. That would be my approach. That's why I said, for me, I'd field my strongest team, and then I'd literally bring in the youngsters right after. So, hey.
Were you calling for Ethan to play versus Tottenham?
Yeah, I didn't mind Ethan. Like I said, I don't mind Ethan playing in this game. But like I said, I would, for Tottenham, because of what we had happened with Odegaard.
So what's your midfield and what are you doing in that midfield?
I'd play Partey. I'd play Partey, Rice, and
knowing his injury record, though, you're not gonna even rest him for a game like this.
You're gonna risk Partey in this game.
Okay, like I said, look, see, I looked at it.
I'm just asking a question. It's not to antagonize you or anything.
I know. Like, knowing his injury record and all that, but like I just gave my reasons for playing my strongest midfield, which is I want to go in there, smash them up in the first half, and then I can take those guys out. Go in there, get the business done. It's Bolton. You go in there, command the midfield, get up there, Kai Havertz, do what you need to do, score, win, and then we change. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, we're playing a League One side. If our squad depth can't beat a League One side, we really have serious issues.
I get it, but I'm using my squad depth differently. I'm saying I will play a strong team, score my multiple goals in the first half, then pull my strong team out, and then play my second squad.
But we can only take 5 of them out. We can't take all of them.
5 subs.
Yeah, but I'll take out my 5 key players then.
Bro, it's a long season. It's a long season where you can rest certain players. You have to try to utilize. Now played.
I've got one question for Darius. So, but this is just, I just want to understand you. So when do you use your squad depth, and what's the point of it? Because at the moment, what it is like giving them off the bench is not the same though. Like giving like Saka a proper rest is what I want to do. That's what I wanted squad depth for. That's why I want a second to him. Odegaard as well. I would want Odegaard even if he was here.
Wait. He would have started Saka in this game.
No. I'm just saying. No. 1 second, Igal. Just sit back, chill out, and mute your mic for a second. Let me and Dio just have a dialogue, right? So what I'm saying is that we want understudies for like Saka. Let's say Martin Odegaard. Let's say William Saliba as another one as an example. Let's say. So we want to have these understudies. When do we use them then? Because like by your logic, we just need to play our strongest 11, but then we can't really rotate the 11 and give them a rest.
Like I said, Sulz, I said being the first cup game. That's what I said. Being the first cup game.
But it's only going to get harder. Though.
I know. Hear me out. Like I said, it's the first cup game. I'll play my strongest team so that they can actually dominate in the first 45. And then I'd bring in my youngsters. And then going forward, so that the youngsters see, I'm like, listen, you're going to get to play, but this is how I want you to play when you play this team. You're going to play like the first team. We need to have that mentality across the board for every tournament, every cup that we're going for. And just testing them out at the very first game, I still think that because we don't have the squad, our squad depth is there, but it's not as deep and as good as City's. Let's be realistic.
So when do we use them then?
Which is why I said I would do the 45-45 thing. Which is why I said, guys, keep your eyes open. See how these guys are playing first 45. You see what the first team is doing. That's what I want you to do in the second half. You go in there, they've already gotten the job done. Maybe 2-3-0. You go in there, protect that 2-3-0, score more goals if you can. And going forward, now you've seen how we want to play it. I would
But
take.
on the
I
flip,
would.
that can also
I would
go
ease
wrong.
them
That
in.
could
I
still
would
be
ease them
0-0
in.
at half time.
I'm just saying I would ease them in regardless. I just don't want us taking anything for granted this season. That's it.
But then, come the end of the season, we start doing this. Let's say Thomas Partey's injured. Let's say Declan Rice. So like things can. I know injuries can happen at any point. They can happen in training and stuff like that. But knowing like certain players are injured, like for example, even with Jurriën Timbers, I'm a bit like, do you know what? Okay, we'll play him, but I don't really want to play him because he's come back off an ACL. You know, he's played a numerous amount of minutes, and that's the same with Thomas Partey. I just feel like Thomas Partey's a game away from being injured.
All right, but that's why I said after I thought about my opinion and what I wanted to say, and it's good you let me speak my mind. I mean, I'm cool with that. I looked at this midfield and I said I'm okay with this midfield. I'm totally okay with this midfield. Look, Sadiq, I hear you. Sadiq, I hear you. Me, I'm bringing gun to knife fight this season. That's what I'm telling people. Everybody's coming with a knife or a boxing glove. I'm bringing gun to a boxing fight. Do you understand?
1 second. Pitch Invader says, Eze Gyökeres needed football locker banter. Hashtag football locker banter. Okay, interesting. I would take Eze. I think Eze would be good cover for Saka and Odegaard. Plus, Gyökeres would be a top forward coming into this team. Sadiq also says Deo. Bolton are in the 18th place after 6 games. Like
I told him, listen, like I told him, I am bringing an AK-47 to a boxing fight. If you wear gloves, I'm coming to shoot you. That's the smoke I'm on this season. Arsenal should not be on the level of because it's this team. Let's try and manage. If we can go in there and massacre them, just go in there, squash them, and be out.
Let me hear out my logic. Sterling's first start covering for Saka. Trossard is suspended for the next game in the Premier League, so you start him this game to continue to have him playing, and then Jesus gets another start after playing in the Champions League.
Yeah, I think I'd rest Saka for this game as well.
So I'm taking out Havertz, Martinelli, and Saka, and I'm going with the lineup of Jesus.
The reason we brought Gabriel Jesus in as the last person was because is it not because of his injury levels? Like he's just gotten fully fit back, and that's why we were very reluctant to play him regularly.
No, but he's just not better than Havertz.
No. Well, it's not about him. I'm just saying, I know he's also had a few injuries, and so just coming back from injury, I was thinking Trossard in the middle, and I play Martinelli to give Martinelli more game time to get him up and running. Is what I was thinking. But hey, you can play Trossard on the left. That still works for me, and Gabriel Jesus down the line.
I think Martinelli's been playing good the last couple of games. Trossard has been playing in the midfield a lot recently. This attack, I think, is the most fluid. You got Jesus, who can drop deep and go forward. You got Trossard, who is a clinical finisher, and Sterling, who we need him to learn the system and be able to play on both sides. So I would actually play him first half on the right flank. Second half, I would play him on the left flank. And in this game,
you got pause. I need to respond to this guy in the chat.
One second.
Your mod. He's your mod. He's one of your mods.
In the second half, I would have a situation where you could even rotate and just have them all over the place, learning how to play in many different positions.
They already do that, Igal. They already do that. We already have.
No, I'm saying these three can literally rotate and play anywhere across.
That's what I'm saying. So it doesn't really matter how you want to set them up. I'm saying at the end of the day, you've established that it's just Bolton. So my point is, if it's just Bolton, set them up whichever way. I feel like they're a good front three. I wanted Martinelli in there. But I want to address your moderator.
Just before we go to the chat, Sulz, you agree with the front three?
No.
What's your front three?
The issue with Trossard starting, right, is that I just don't think he's an effective start. I know it's Bolton, but I still want to have...
He's suspended for the next game.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. You use your players the way you want to use them. For me, he's an impact sub.
Wait. Is his suspension for this game or in the league?
No, I don't know, because sometimes you can get away with not playing them in the league and that counts towards it, but I don't think it will in this situation. I mean, it's Arsenal anyway, so they will want... I mean, it's Leicester, so I don't really care. He can be suspended all he wants. But for me, I'd want to play Martinelli next to Jesus if Jesus is fit, because... We need Martinelli firing. We need to get some... If he can't score against Bolton, then his career's done. He's finished. He's officially done. So like I can't recover you any more than this. So that's why I'm gonna play Martinelli potentially for the last time if he can't do anything and he can't find the back of the net, because Jesus does get the best
He
out of
played
Martinelli.
well versus Man City and Tottenham.
He does, but it's that end product. He can look good. Iwobi looks good. All of these players look good, but the end product is needed. And this is the kind of game where if you can get him in front of goal with Gabriel Jesus, I feel like that's the best opportunity for him.
All right. So I know Deo's gonna love Martinelli starting.
That's what I said earlier. Now I said that you said Trossard, and I was like, all right, well, we'll go with what. Like for me, like I said, for me, see, you got hold on. For me, I would like the reason I said play a strong, like I would play a strong team. I'll go with this. I'll go with this formation, but I would play a stronger team. Like literally, I would play my strongest team, and I don't really care what people say. And by the way, Jacob, I've never.
You're gonna tell me you're gonna play Saka.
You gotta hold on, but I've
agreed. Saka.
You got.
Just answer that one question.
Yes, I would have played Saka if I wanted to play. Like I would play everybody that I need to play. But of course, based on this conversation, I've agreed to this, and I'm like, this is not a bad team. Jacob, I have never moaned about injuries. I've always said no excuses.
Pitch Invader said this,
right? No excuses. If you get injured, if your players get injured, if I use my strongest players in this game and they get injured, in the next game I have to find a way to win. That's my job as a manager. So I've never complained about injuries. So that's the one thing.
But your job as a manager is also to sustain your club.
I agree with you.
What about what Pitch Invader said? Pitch Invader said Ethan has to start. He's the perfect backup for Odegaard.
And he's a different backup to Odegaard, but yes, he can do the role.
Backup, yeah.
Bro, Ethan could have such a good enough game where he starts for his Leicester also.
Ethan can play that. I think a lot of people underestimate what Martin Odegaard does for the team. A lot of people think about just the fact that he's good in pockets and he does passes and all that. You forget that he leads the press. You forget that he coaches on the pitch. Ethan is not going to be telling people what to do because he's not yet at that level. Ethan can play that profile, and he's a talented kid that can hold that, right midfield area, which I understand he can do, but he can't do what Odegaard does for 90 minutes, which is Odegaard literally leads our press consistently for 90. He's running for 90 minutes. Like, so let's not forget that there's more to what Martin Odegaard does than, just the fact that he's good with passes and he's good with, 1-2 touch passes and he can find those amazing passes. There's more to what he does on the pitch for us. So when we start saying, oh, Ethan can play it. Yes, Ethan can play that position, but can he give us exactly what Odegaard gives us? I don't think so. I think he can give us something different, which is why, for me, I worry when it's like any team we're going to play, if the players are fit and they can play and they are rested enough, I'll play my strongest team.
Okay, so I just got confirmation that my head's fried and Trossard is not allowed to play this game. He's suspended for the Bolton game.
Perfect. So Martinelli plays, he can get his confidence boost, and we can keep it moving.
Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus, I think they complement each other pretty well. So,
and if he can't find his confidence, I don't care anymore. Like I'm at that point where, good luck to you, lad. You do you. I can't be asked anymore.
But you're very reactionary, because if he was to get a brace versus Leicester, you'd say he's back. This is what we've been waiting for.
I'd say, look, it's a start, but I need to see more, because last season was horrible. This season, look, yes, his performances may have increased, and that's a good sign of a player coming to confidence, but I need to see more. We need to win the league, man. I'm not here for look, when Arteta sold Ramsdale and ESR, a thing inside of me said, you know what, no more sympathy, no more sentiments, because that's how we need to win the league. And if that's Martinelli's the next one on the chopping block, unfortunately, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Before we finish off with the Bolton prediction, is it possible that Rodri could be walking like this with no knee brace, no crutches, if he gets the ACL injury?
People can walk with an ACL injury. It's not always the case that it has to be a brace.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know. All right, fair enough. I didn't know you could walk with an ACL injury. But yeah.
Van Dijk walked off the pitch against Everton as well. Like everyone reacts differently to certain.
Your body reacts differently. Some people might need the crutches because they know that probably if you're like big boned and then you step hard, doctors might be like, use crutches so that you can alleviate. Some people are okay to walk with that. Some people might just have something there that they're using to brace their ankle area and hold the entire thing together. So
There are some discreet ones now as well that you
Yo,
can
by the
see.
way, can we just talk about Calafiori's goal? How beautiful of a goal was that? I know it's random, but first ever start at Arsenal with his left foot. Oh my God.
Ricardo Calafiori. All your viewers are saying that if you play defensive, you can't win the league. You did not say that to Mourinho. When Mourinho did it and parked the bus and scored 1 goal or 2 goals and parked the bus, you called him the special one. You called Mourinho the special one when he did it. When Diego Simeone does it, you call him amazing. When managers do it, other managers do it, but the minute it's an Arsenal manager doing it, it's not sustainable. You guys cannot win playing like this.
No,
You're
they're idiots.
disingenuous.
Bro.
Disingenuous.
Anyways, bro, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Souls, you guys want to talk about time delayed, average time delayed? Like, what the hell are we doing now, right? It's weird.
Keep it going. Delay another 50 minutes next time. I don't care. Don't play a second of the game. I don't care.
Nobody is comparing Mourinho to Arteta. Nobody's doing that. We're saying when managers play that style, you give them kudos. Arteta plays that style. You
ignore them. They know what they're doing.
It's just a brain fart, and that's why your name is R9 with a coin or whatever it is that is on your logo. Clown.
All I'm saying is Gabriel Magalhães this season is gonna get double-digit goals for Arsenal in the Premier League. Like the guy, he's gonna score 10 goals. I'm telling you, he already has 2 in 5 games. It's very likely he can get double digits. But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up here, guys. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. Souls, we can't even see you. You're just all blurry. What's going on?
No, camera focus.
Yeah, the moment you go like that, you got the blur on, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm back.
Is that because your bed's behind you?
Not necessarily. I don't know. Just yeah.
Anyways,
my bed is messy, so yeah.
Anyways, so yeah, my bold take is Gabriel Magalhães is going to score 10 goals. What's your bold take, Souls?
Ooh, shit. Well, like anything.
Anything Arsenal related.
Oh, yeah. We're going to beat Chelsea's defensive record.
That's crazy. We've already conceded 5 goals.
Don't matter. We just won't concede for the rest of the season now, innit?
No, have we conceded 5? We conceded 3. What am I talking about? Deo, what about you?
We're winning the league and the FA Cup. That's my bold take.
We conceded 3 goals. My bad. I was thinking about 5 goals conceded away from home so far this calendar year. That's still impressive. And we're in September. Mental. Anyways, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Yeah, I was thinking about the 5 goals conceded in the calendar year away from home. Sorry. Anyways, let's keep it moving, guys. We're out of here. Have a good, wonderful day. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace. Love for the love, people.